Happy Thursday. Throwback Thursday, as they call it. Hope you guys are having a fabulous day. It's gorgeous here in New Brunswick, Canada. I'm enjoying my day, and I thought I'd just hop on real quick. I got to go to the hairdresser today. I was so excited this morning. I got to get cut. I needed to get some layers put in because I was just feeling really blah. So I went to the hairdresser today, finally. Woohoo! I'm so excited that I was able to do that. Took some time for myself and just treated myself. So feels really good. Hi, I'm Leslie Cadet, and I am a life coach for women. I help my clients achieve self-awareness around their emotions, especially as it relates to stress, so that they can not only manage their emotions, but not allow those emotions to manage them in a way that when they are triggered by something that they just go off. Rather, they can make better decisions on how they respond so that they can live present and enjoy their life. So today I want to talk to you about how I manage my to-do list, because my to-do list sometimes can feel really daunting. I'm sure you guys can relate. We all have things that we do. We have really super busy lives. It's crazy. It's like this world is just like going bonkers with all the stuff that we have to do. Even though we're now at home, most of us working from home, there's still so much to do. For me, how I managed my to-do list before was I really didn't have a way of managing it. I just kind of would get up in the morning, okay, what do I want to do? But I found that the more I did that, if I didn't have a plan, I really wasn't really getting myself anywhere except feeling overwhelmed. And sometimes I would overextend myself. And so I found that there's ways to actually go about having a to-do list. And it really is about, the most important, I feel, to having a to-do list is making sure that whatever you have as your tasks fits into where you are at in your life right now. And what I mean by that is this. If you're working towards a larger goal, right, but there's specific pieces of that journey that doesn't fit in with where you're at right now. In other words, you don't need, if you're going through A, B, C, and D, and you try to skip ahead to C and forget about A and B, well, you're going to find yourself becoming overwhelmed and probably maybe even become start to self-doubt. Start to have your inner critic chiming in saying that you're not good enough, you're not worthy, and you start thinking, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. So the reason why I say that is it's really important to know where you're at in your life today, so that whatever goals that you're setting, the tasks that you're setting for those goals, they fit in with each step of the way. So if you have to work within A, where all of those little tasks are, work within those and really go through it from A to Z, right? Because you don't want to, as I said, skip ahead, miss something, have to go back, and it throws you off. So for me, how I manage it is I really, number one, make sure that whatever goal that I have set for myself, the tasks that go along with getting to that goal, whatever I'm working on, make sure that it fits in with what I'm doing right now. So if it's a bigger task, I chunk it down into smaller bite-sized pieces, but I also make sure that those bite-sized pieces match up with what I'm doing. And so, that was my number one. Setting realistic goals, right? We all want to have things in our lives, but sometimes, if it doesn't fit right now, doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to happen, but you want to make sure that it's realistic, that you'll go after, because that way, if it's realistic, you'll stick at it to actually achieve it. If it's not realistic, if it's something that you're kind of reaching right now, for example, say you want to go on this really amazing life, trip that you've wanted to go to. I have this bucket list trip that I've wanted to go on, and it's a trip to Europe. And so how does that fit into my lifestyle right now? If I'm reaching and trying to schedule it now, it's not going to fit. It's not going to work. So that's what I mean by that. Make sure whatever you're reaching for is realistic right now. Doesn't mean those things can't happen or won't happen. I find that a lot of the time, some of the things that I'm reaching for as goals seem really important to me today, that I have to set them. And somewhere down the line, something else more amazing reveals itself to me, and those other goals that I thought I really wanted don't seem that important. So it's really figuring out what fits now. So setting realistic goals. And also that they work within the time frame. Again, like as I said, sometimes those tasks that are bigger, you might have to chunk them down into smaller tasks. So if it's like something that you thought, okay, I'm going to do it tomorrow, but it's going to take you like a few hours to do, well, you might get tired, you might feel burnt out, and you're thinking, oh, I can't do all of this. So realistically, it's not working, right? So chunk it down into smaller bite-sized pieces. You'll thank yourself for it, because then when you achieve it, you'll be much more grateful. You'll feel more accomplished because you have given yourself the time to do it. I also take a look at what I'm doing, because it could be something timing. For example, I'm more creative in the evenings. So like mid-afternoon, like late afternoon into the evenings, that's when my creative juices get going, and I really get really creative on the things that I'm doing. In the mornings is where if I want to learn something, that's with my head down. So I know when I'm most able to focus on specific areas. So that's another way of like figuring out what your tasks are. So like if you have a big goal, if you have a big task that you know is have head down and totally focused, and you are the type of person that you're most focused in the morning, then you're going to want to like set that task in that time frame. So, and again, also your energy level. Got to sometimes extend yourself some grace, because sometimes we just can't do everything that we want to do when we want to do it, because our energy level doesn't match up with it, and that's okay. Cut yourself a break. Extend yourself some grace and say, you know what? Not feeling it today. I've done that many times. And be okay with that decision. Do not beat yourself up for it, because one of the things I think is crazy is that we tend to punish ourselves when we don't achieve something or do something or say what we're going to do, something that we say we're going to do. And we feel like if we can't like put it off, or we can't like extend it to another day, and our energy level just doesn't match up with it. So instead of doing a really great job but we still stick to it, we don't do it the way we want to, and then we end up beating ourselves up for a crappy job that we did on something. So that's what I'm saying. It's like make sure that if your energy level doesn't match what you want to do, then maybe you have to take a look at your schedule again and reschedule it. So those are my tips. Make sure you set realistic goals. Make sure that if it's a huge task, and make sure the goals are also, they fit within your life, like where you're at right now. Make sure that your timing, as far as like what type of task you're doing, and how long is it going to take, what kind of energy level it needs. All of those things factor into it, so that you can stick to it, because that's the main thing, is sticking to what we say we're going to do. And if you can't do it today because you just aren't feeling it, be okay with not doing it today. Be okay that there's tomorrow you can do it. I know people say don't put off tomorrow what you can do today, but sometimes you just have to if your energy level doesn't match what you're trying to accomplish. So those are my tips. I hope that they were helpful. Remember to navigate your day with an attitude of gratitude, because with the right attitude, it puts you in the right mindset, and with the right mindset, you'll be able to tackle whatever life throws at you. I'm Leslie Gadet. I'm a life coach for women. I help my clients achieve self-awareness around their emotions as it relates to stress, so that they can manage their emotions and live a more positive life. I hope you guys have a great afternoon, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye for now.